y'all, and welcome to today's video. I am so excited because my order for the new Lethal Cosmetics palette just came in. I want to swatch this. I want to create a look with it. I'm very excited. I ordered this on Camera Ready Cosmetics the day it launched, and I want to play with this. This is the 1UP palette. You can see the packaging is so cute. It's like an arcade game. I think that's just so fun. So while I was on the Camera Ready site, I decided to also pick up 2 Lethal blushes, and I picked up one of their kind of like duochrome type of highlighters. So we're going to play with the palette, the blushes, and the highlight today. Very excited about it. And if you are new here, hey, my name is Heather and makeup makes me happy. Here at my channel, we don't try to be perfect. We just want to have a good time with our makeup, whatever that means. Shimmer, glitter, testing new products. We are here for it. So if that sounds good to you, I do hope that you will subscribe before you leave today, because I upload lots of new videos every single week. But look at me. My makeup is half done. I'm ready to play with these products, so let's jump into it. Okay, like I said, I did order these products from Camera Ready Cosmetics. So I bought the pressed powder palette in 1UP. This was $38. I'm checking the prices right here so I tell you correctly. Packaging so cute, and it's like hard to show because it's very subtle, but the screen does shift. It's like a little bit of like, yeah, it shifts a little bit, which I think is so super cute. So inside the palette is like this. It is a little bit of an odd shape, but let me give you a close-up of the palette so that you can see these shades and everything before I start to use it. There is a nice mirror in this palette, and it is kind of separated like player 1, player 2, which I think is really, really cute. We have an equal mix of mattes and shimmer shades in here. I am going to insert swatches for y'all so that you can see. These do look like really, really beautiful shimmer shades. They look very intense, and I'm excited. We're just going to create a look. This is going to be a first impression with this palette. I want to try it on the eyes, see what type of looks we can create. Of course, I will go ahead and let you know. I always follow up reviews after I've tried a palette more than one time, but today's video is going to be a first impression. Just make sure you subscribe and turn on notifications if you want to know what I think about this palette in a few weeks or so after I've played with it some more. We're also going to try the blushes, but we'll do that after we do the eye look. I already have my eyes primed with my MAC paint pot. I'm in the shade LAYIN Low. Now I'm going to zoom y'all in, and we are going to test out these shadows. Okay, I've got y'all nice and zoomed in, and what I think we're gonna do with these shadows is kind of work dark to light. I like to mix up how I do my shadows. I don't do the same technique every time, so I like to kind of play different things. But looking at this color story, I'm thinking I want to start deep and then go light from there. I will say the only eyeshadows I have from Lethal are the collab palette that they did last year with Teresa is Dead. Absolutely love her channel, and I think she did a beautiful job on that palette, but I've only ever tried that one, so I wouldn't say I'm an expert at Lethal shadows or anything like that. So what I'm gonna do first is I want to work with this shade right here. So we're gonna kind of work with these 3. We're gonna go Power Up, then we're gonna go 8-bit, and then we're gonna go Insert Coin. The names are so super duper cute, but that's how we're gonna work, kind of from dark to light here. Okay, so I'm gonna make sure there's no creases in my primer. I've got that deepest shade. This is a BK Beauty brush. This is a 203 brush. And I'm going to first kind of press the shadow right into the crease, right into the socket. I do have deep set eyes, so I'm just kind of pressing right in here and making sure I really get that pigment on where I want it. And then once I've pressed it on, then I'll kind of go back and blend with my brush back and forth like this. I will say this is a very buildable shade. This is my first impression, but it doesn't go on super duper intense. But you can see I'm just kind of going like back and forth to the pan, and I am building it up to the color that I want. Okay, it's not super blended, I know that, but I've got the pigment on and I actually want to blend it out with that green shade. Okay, y'all, obviously I'm still feeling a little bit out of the loop, getting back in the groove with filming, and I'm so sorry about that, but I just put down those 3 shades, blended from darkest to lightest. I put the Kelly green right here, and then I went in with the BK Beauty brush and blended that lighter green there, the 3 shades that we talked about. I will say, so far, the mattes do seem like they're very buildable. So you're not going in with intense pigment, but they are buildable, and I was able to blend things out pretty well. I'm really happy with how this is coming together. I think we have a nice blend. I know sometimes it's fun. I could get a similar effect by going in lightest shade and then the mid-tone and then the deepest, but I wanted to switch it up and work from darkest to lightest today. But I think this is looking really nice. Now I want to take my Sigma pencil brush, and I'm thinking I'll go in with this shade over here. This shade is a little more on the blue leaning side, whereas these are a little more on the green leaning. So I want to go in with this shade, and I'm just going to take my Sigma pencil brush. Now I'm wiping things off on this. This is the Sigma switch. They sent this to me and I was so skeptical about it, but it's actually like works really good for just like spot cleaning your brushes. I am going to take Hit Point. I'm going to get close and I'm going to put this under my lower lash line. I think this is going to be pretty I don't want to go with a monochromatic look, right? I don't just want a green look, so I'm going to incorporate this blue a little bit right down here. I think that's going to be pretty. I'm just pressing that on and I'm bringing it back and forth underneath my eye. So blending it here. And then what I want to do, you know, let me think. I kind of want to do something. Let me find, okay, this brush from Sigma. I want to bring in something else. So I'm going to go into Joystick, this purple. It's like kind of like a true purple, isn't it? Like, and I'm going to put that barely along the edge. Like I'm lightly grazing my skin with the bristles so that we have this fade from Hit Point down to Joystick. And it's not going to be super intense, like, oh my gosh, purple. But it's going to be this nice, really subtle fade from the blue to the purple. And I like that. I think this is blending really nicely. Okay, I want to play with at least 2 shimmers on the lid. We've tried 5 of the mattes. So I'd like to play with at least 3 of these shimmers. I just want to try as many shades as I can in a look. So let's think. This definitely looked, the shade High Score definitely looked to have kind of the most shimmer. So what I think I will do is go in with High Score first, and then I might go in with Avatar, and then we'll finish things up. I think with this yellow would be really fun, split screen. So I have this Unearthly Cosmetics brush. If you're looking for some smaller eye brushes, Unearthly released some new ones recently, and I think they're really nice. I've used them several times now. I've washed them several times now, and I find myself reaching for them a good bit. I'm taking my e.l.f. makeup mist. This is just a makeup mist I don't love for the face, so I've been using it for shadows, and I think that's very sparkly, very pretty. Okay, I See You Lethal giving us some intense sparkles. Okay, I'm just putting this halfway on my lid like that. Very sparkly, very pretty. Oh, I'm just pressing it on first. I don't care so much about fallout usually. I mean, I powder my face before I do my eyes, so usually the fallout wipes away pretty easily. But if that's a concern of yours, just know I almost always get fallout 99.9% of the time, because I do like to work with really sparkly shadows, and I like to use brushes that are a little more flimsy. I feel like it picks up shimmer particles really, really well and just disperses them in a way that really dense flat brushes can't. So I'm just pressing that on like this. Oh, all it takes is a little sparkle to put me in a good mood, I tell you. Now I'm going to take Avatar, and this is the lighter shade in the Player 1 section. Again, I'm going to spray my brush with that e.l.f. mist, and this is going to go right here. So this shade is very pretty and reflective. It does not have quite as much sparkle to it as HAUS Score, but I really like when palettes have different textures, different finishes. So I like that there are different finishes between these kind of all shimmery shades. Some that are more intense, some that are a little more low-key. And I like that this is a little bit lighter. So on the lid, we're kind of gonna go from light to dark, which I think is gonna look really, really good. I feel like this is such a pretty look. I really like the way things are coming together. But let's do an inner corner highlight. Let me find a brush. I'm kind of looking for a more round brush here. This one from Sigma and Sam Ravindal will be good. And now we're going into kind of that yellow split screen. That looks great. I don't think I pointed it out earlier, but you saw in the close-up of the palette, some of the pans have imprints on them with like the arrow symbol going up and down in different ways. But isn't that pretty? Oh, I really like this shade. So I'm into this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We only used 8 out of, what do we have, 12 shades. But I feel like that's pretty good. We got to use most of the palette. Oh, I really like the shimmers. Okay, let me put on some liner and lashes, and then I'll come back. We'll do blush and highlight together, and I'll kind of talk to you about my first impression thoughts on this palette. Let me just give myself a minute to kind of collect my thoughts. All right, y'all, here is the eye look. I am so into it. I put on some Lunar Beauty lashes. They're like the mystery box lashes. And then I used a little bit of Haus Labs Chartreuse matte liner for the lower waterline. Now, I will say I really like the shimmers I've used in this palette. I think they're so beautiful. The mattes I like, I don't love. I think they're very buildable. They're a little more on the dry side, but I think I got a really nice blend. Like I said, I like the mattes, but I love the shimmers. I love the eye look. I think I'm looking so nice, but I did get some blushes. I bought the single magnetic blushes. Let me show you. My friend Karen Harris loves these. My friend Angelica Nigvist loves these, and I was like, you know what? I'm placing an order. Let me try. These are the two that I got. I got a red blush. This is the shade Adorned, and this is the shade Floret. So it's a more orange blush. Both of these look like they have a really pretty sheen to them. They're not matte. And I don't know if I said earlier, but Lethal Cosmetics is an indie brand. Indie brand means independently owned brand. They're operating out of Germany. So this stuff is available on the Lethal site, but I'm going to link it down below to Camera Ready Cosmetics. That's where I purchased from. And if you ever choose to check out my links or shop through my links, thank you so much. But of course, you could also shop your stash if you want to create a look like this. We're going to do two different blushes. I'm actually wearing the new JACLYN Cosmetics Pressed Powder Bronzer in the shade top down. I am going to have a video coming up showing you this bronzer, my first impression of it, but I went ahead and used it today so I can keep getting my thoughts on it. But we're going to go in first with Adorned. So there is Lethal Cosmetics like stamped on here. I'm going to put this in a Z palette. I didn't see a palette that worked for these on the Camera Ready site, but I know that Lethal does sell them, and this is really pretty. I really like red blushes. I think they can look so fresh and beautiful. So I'm blending this blush in. This is an IT Cosmetics brush. It came out years ago at Ulta. I don't know if they still make it, but I'm just pressing that blush in, and it is pigmented. I definitely should have gone in with a little bit less, but it's blending beautifully. Oh, sometimes I love a good pigmented blush. So I'm just going to blend this in, but it has a really beautiful sheen to it. But that's it. It's a sheen. It's not glitter. It's not shimmer, anything like that. And I love a shimmery cheek a lot of the times, but I know that not everybody loves that. And I also love just a true glowy blush. And I think this one is looking really pretty. Okay, I've cleaned off my brush, and now we're going to go into the orange one. This is the shade FLORET. So I'm going to pick that up on my brush. Oh, I love an orange blush. That's really pretty. This one has, whoops, very much a gold sheen to it. Oh, that is so beautiful. More subtle. But if you're looking to switch up blush colors, you know, you don't want to stick with pinks or mauves. Maybe you feel like you want to try something a little more fun. I think this is a beautiful shade, and not quite as intense over here as the more red, but both super duper beautiful. Okay, I really like that. So I wanted to kind of do one on each cheek so you could kind of see both colors face swatched. Again, this isn't a new launch, but they're new to me. I'm excited about them. Now that we have both of the shades on the face, I'm going to even them out and make this look a little more cohesive, like I don't have two different cheek shades on. So I'm just going to spend a minute kind of mixing and blending. Okay, I'm really happy with my purchase of the blushes. I think these look absolutely beautiful on the skin. I feel so nice and sun-kissed. Now I'm going to go in with this highlight. This is the shade Atomic, and this looks like a white to pink duochrome. So I'm going to put that here, and I think that is really pretty. I think the highlighter was around $20. I'll link it down below because I can't remember off the top of my head the price, but I want to say it was around $20, so kind of pricey. But I think that looks pretty. I just wanted to try because I've never tried a Lethal Cosmetics highlighter, so I was like, let me grab one. And I've been so into more colorful, shifty type of highlighters, so I thought this would be a really fun one. This one definitely has some sparkle to it, but it's not thick or chunky at all. I'm just using a Sigma brush. This is the Sigma F64. Love this brush for highlight. Oh, I'm feeling amazing. Like, I am really feeling this look. I feel super pretty. I like the makeup. I think it's so fun. I'm really happy I decided to add these cheek products in, and I'm definitely going to keep playing with them. Now, before I let you go, let me tell you what is on my lips. It's this lip duo from Sigma, the liquid lipstick in the shade Dapper, and the lip gloss is in the shade Lilac Wine. So that's what I have on my lips. I think I kind of told you the rest of the makeup already, but let me know what you think of this eye look. I just keep staring at my lids at that shimmer and sparkle, but I have to say I really like the blush. Like, I think these blushes look so pretty. I would love to know, did you pick up anything from this collection? Were you waiting to see reviews? Even if you're not interested in this collection, thank you so much for watching. I hope that I entertained you, maybe gave you some inspiration to shop your stash. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you're having a super awesome, amazing, fun, fantabulous day, and I will see you tomorrow in a new video. Bye!